It's gonna be so funny. I don't know how to do it without laughing.
Okay, you ready? Shane, you gonna push the button?
It already did.
Oh, you already did? Give me one word to describe Papa Billy.
Huh? What'd she say?
What is your favorite memory of Papa Billy?
The look on his face when I sang Shallow at one of the get-togethers.
I remember that. What is your favorite song that he sings?
Jan.
Yeah, we all like that one. When you first met Papa, what was your first impression?
I'm scared of him. Because he seemed so serious. And Walker was like, don't burp, don't wear your shoes in the house. And I was scared.
Do you have any words of wisdom for Papa?
Or from Papa? For him or from?
It says for him.
Okay.
Or from him.
I don't know.
And what about, oh well, just anything else. Is there anything else you want to say?
You're my favorite Papa.
Give me one word to describe Mr. Billy.
Deaf.
What is your favorite memory of Mr. Billy?
I would have to say probably sitting around their living room, listening to the Gaither vocal band and singing together, listening to him play his guitar and just singing along with him. Those are some sweet memories.
What is your favorite song that he sings?
That would have to be Jan. First time I ever heard that. Blew my socks off.
Any words of wisdom for Mr. Billy?
Yes. Listen to your sweet wife.
Anything else you want to say to him?
I would. I wish you a happy birthday, Mr. Billy. I love you. I thank you for all that you've done for me, for being such a witness to me and just helping disciple me over the years and just how you opened your home to me. You're just, it's been wonderful to know you and to love you. And I see you as just like a father. And I thank you for all you've done. I love you very much.
Happy birthday, Mr. Billy.
Happy birthday, Billy Cheek. It's been great knowing you all these 40 plus years. I have to thank you for all the times you helped me out and came and sang at the teas for the ladies. They sure enjoyed hearing you sing. But then I have to remember too all the times that you and Phil would not quit talking about hunting after church and make me starve to death. But I'll forgive you. Just hope you have a great...
My one word to describe Papa would be farmer. My favorite memory would be when I killed my first deer. My favorite song that he sings is Because He Lives. I don't have any words of wisdom to give him. I think he's pretty wise already. And I just want to say happy birthday. I love you, Papa.
Happy birthday, brother-in-law. I was waiting for Liz to help me. Can't do it. I'm too old. I can't do nothing by myself.
Okay. How about this, Ellie? What is your favorite memory of Papa?
Well, my favorite memory of Papa is when he took us to the fair for a surprise.
Okay, what is your favorite song that he sings?
When he sung that yodeling song.
Oh, yeah.
What yodeling song?
That's
Mommy
really good. Yeah, that's a good one. You have anything you want to say to Papa?
Happy birthday, Papa. I love you. I'm so happy that you're turning 70. Love you!
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Bill. Happy birthday to you.
Hello, Billy Boy, and happy birthday. Congratulations. You now have more years behind you than you do ahead of you. Anyhow, your kids have asked us to send a quick video answering the following questions. First question is, give one word that best describes Billy. My word is but. But. And it goes like this. But Janice. But Shane. But Kim. But Nikki. But Kristen. But Gary. Yeah, I think it's the word but. I don't know why you use that, but you use it quite often. Next question is, what is my favorite memory? Well, my favorite memory of you, Bill, is one day I was driving down Lamourie, and I saw this man riding a donkey down the middle of the road. When I got up to the man, I realized it was you. Bill was riding a donkey. So I blew the horn. That donkey took out as fast as it could. I couldn't believe it. You started flapping your arms, and I turned around and went the other way. You know, I never did ask you why you were riding a donkey down the middle of Lamourie, but I guess that's for another day. Next question is favorite song. Now, I'm sure everybody's going to say Beulah Land, but it's not for me. My favorite song is the La La song. And if there's anyone listening that has an upcoming funeral engagement that you'd like for Billy to sing, ask him to sing the La La song. It's very endearing, very heartwarming. Anyhow, next question is first impression of Billy. Well, I would have to say, when I first met you, Bill, I said to myself, this guy spends more time in the morning with a can of hairspray than he does with his wife. Anyhow, last thought is some words of wisdom. Bill, try not to use the word but so much. Stop riding donkeys down the middle of Lamourie. Sing the La La song. You're great at Beulah Land, but keep the La La song going. And put the hairspray can down, please. You're 70 years old now. I'm sure every single hair on your head knows exactly where to go. Spend more time with Miss Janice in the morning. Happy birthday, Billy Boy.
My favorite... I'm supposed to be the describe one word first, not the...
It doesn't matter what order you do them in.
If I had to choose one word to describe Pawpaw, it would be Hunter. And my favorite memory of Pawpaw is when he had me sit down and play some songs for him on the guitar. And I have no words of wisdom to say but happy birthday. Love you, Pawpaw.
I'm here to say a few things about Billy. One word that describes Billy is multi-talented. That's not one word, that's two, but maybe just talented. what is your favorite memory of Billy? Well, I have a memory that Billy went out to face somebody in the side yard, a man, and him having a little tiff about something, and Janice and Ron and I and all the kids ran to the window in that bedroom, staring out the blinds, watching Billy and this man. And they would go back and forth, back and forth. They looked like two little baby roosters about to fight. But I remember us just laughing and laughing at him and this neighbor. I don't even remember what the problem was, but it was funny. And what's my favorite song? Well, Midnight Cry. I have many that I enjoy listening to Billy sing. Beulah Land, Midnight Cry. But I think Midnight Cry is probably the one that I've held the favorite through the years. When I first met Billy, what was my first impression? I bet you Billy could tell me what my first impression of him was. That he was a proud man. And that was the first time I met him, went to their house. I told him he was a mighty proud man. And it has stuck with him all through the years. Okay, any words of wisdom for him? Oh my goodness. He should be giving me some words of wisdom. Let's see. This is the one I've told you all through the years, and maybe you remember it. But the only thing you get from straddling the fence is splinters. So be sure of what you believe. And my final words is that Ron and I both love y'all both so very much. We count y'all as family. Your children also. Hope to see you soon. You've made it 70 years, Billy. And I know you'll make many more to make more memories. The word from the wise, though, remember, don't be straddling any fences. Love y'all, and happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Billy. It's your favorite cousin. You finally reached the 70s, just like us. I've been invited to answer some questions here. The first one is to describe you in one word. Well, that's easy. You're very frugal. The second question is my first impression of you. That was the time that Mama had made us some red petticoats, and you cried and cried until we finally let you put one on. And then you were satisfied. That makes me wonder about you. Third one is words of wisdom. I love the way you love the Lord. And I love the way you have taught your kids to be so polite. And when we were there for Dada's funeral, they were all so sweet and kind to us. But it was probably Jan who taught them. Okay, favorite memory. This one, I don't know if you remember, but we were crossing from Bobby's house to your mom's through the pasture. And it was at night, and you bumped into a cow. And you said, "Excuse me, sir." You were so shook up and scared. My favorite song that you sang at my mom's funeral is Beulah Land. I really do love you, Billy. Have a happy 70th birthday. Bye-bye.
What's going on, Mr. Billy? This is Jason. I don't know if you remember me now that you're 70 years old and all, but I wanted to wish you a happy birthday and let you know how much I appreciate you and pray that the Lord's favor and blessing would fall upon you. You know, when they ask about these things, it's always the weird, what do you say? You know, try to remember something. And so I was thinking back on that, on the memories that I have of you. And one of the things that really stood out in my mind is how when we first met, now almost over 30 years ago, I came to your house and I was so impressed by all those big deer heads you had. And, you know, as a young man, I'd been done a lot of hunting, but I'd never been exposed to someone who was as good at deer hunting as you were, and taught me a lot about, you know, scent and different things that I had never even really thought about way back then. So I appreciate that. But way more than that, I appreciate the friendship and connection that we've had. And of course, you know, like all relationships, the nature of ours has changed somewhat over the years. But regardless of all that, you have always shown genuine interest in me and my family. And we share the bond of our love for the Lord Jesus Christ, and I'm appreciative of that. You've always been a fantastic pawpaw to Max, and that means a lot as well. So I hope you have a great birthday and that it's everything you hoped it would be and more. God bless.
Hey, Bill. Happy birthday, buddy. I remember all them good times. We were hunting and fishing together, and I went over and spent weeks with y'all during the summer, and you would take me hunting and fishing in between your train trips. Dude, I wish you were here right now. We making one big old gumbo, boy. You need to be here. You and the whole family need to be here. Happy birthday, buddy.
Happy birthday, Billy boy. I'm just sitting here in my truck and thinking of a few things I need to tell you. Can't believe you're 70 years old. We were asked to say one word that would describe you, and the only word I can think of is tight. And I think everybody would agree with me. As far as my favorite memory, it would have to be us riding together on our hunting trips to Alabama. And every now and then you would pass gas and I would jump for the window to roll it down. And you would say, "It doesn't stink. It really doesn't. Ask Jan, it doesn't stink." And I wasn't going to take any chance, but to this day, you're the only person I know of that thinks his blank doesn't stink. As far as favorite song, it would have to be Stagger Lee. I can still picture Daddy grinning, watching you sing it and play it, and he really enjoyed that, and I did too. And then Mama, you would always sing to her, "Hey, hey, good looking, what you got cooking?" She loved it, and you flattered her, but all you really wanted was her food because you liked her cooking. And when it comes to words of wisdom, I have to think of you and I talking about our faith whenever we get a chance, and the Bible. And I know you love the Bible. I'm actually reading the Bible for the third time. It's the Bible in a year, and mine takes a little bit longer to read because I have 7 more books in mind than yours does. I just had to throw that in. But I'm just, I know how important your faith is and how we all want to be in heaven one day with our families and friends. And I think we're basically all on the right path. So let's just keep it up. And I just want to let you know that, I love you like a brother. And I hope you have many more birthdays that we can all celebrate together. Love you, Billy.
Give me one word to describe Pawpaw.
He is the Deer King.
Okay. What is your favorite memory of Pawpaw?
I loved it when he sang Sweet Caroline on Christmas.
What's your favorite song that he sings?
Sweet Caroline.
Do you have any words of wisdom for him?
He's wise.
He's already wising up, huh? Anything else you want to say?
Happy 70th birthday, Pawpaw. I love you.
Surprise, Billy. Kristen asked us to say a few words about you for your 70th birthday. And here I go. First question. One word to describe you. Smart. Don't expect everything else to be this nice. Second question, favorite memory. When we went to Toledo Bend, me and Mike and you and Jan, and we stayed in that little trailer that y'all had over there. We had a great time, but we're not going to go into any detail about that time. It was fun. I remember when we were leaving, you took out 1 pack of frozen fish to bring to cook, and Mike said, you better do better than that. You better take some more fish out of your freezer, bud, because we're not going to eat just 1 pack of fish. And then now question number 3, favorite song. There's a lot, but we used to love when you and Joelle would sing Tambourine. He hated it, but we loved it. And I remember singing Christmas carols on Mom's living room floor. We had such a good time. Good old days. Great memories. My first impression of you on the Morrow bus, when you got on the bus, and that was my first day of school at Morrow High, and you walked up, little skinny dude with glasses on. You looked like a real nerd, and I was a big 9th grader, and you were just in the 8th grade. That was funny. Okay. And now Kristen wants us to give you some words of wisdom. I've said this to you before, but I'll say it again. I want you to remember that you dated Denise, then Marcy, and then you married Jan, and you got yourself a real prize. You really did, and you know it. And if something ever happens to her, and you marry again, and you don't work your second wife as hard as you work my little sister, I'm going to whip your butt. And that's a promise. And I just want to say that we love you. We wish you a very happy 70th birthday, and may God bless you with many more good years. Bye-bye.
Hey, Billy. Nikki sent me a message that somebody was getting older and they needed a real good birthday cheer up. Of course, I don't think, but you got about 1.5 years on me, so I hope you have a great birthday. I really don't remember the first time I met you. I guess I remembered you as being Janice's husband and Nikki's dad, so that kind of answers that. Favorite song was Proud to Be an American. Just kidding, I know that was George. And I do remember once you singing It Is Well. I think it was with Kristen, maybe at Oklahoma at the tournament, but I always thought you were one of the good guys, and your family were all good people, except maybe that stray dog nephew. I think his name was Robbie. He's a big LSU fan, but I'm just kidding. Tell him he got the best of the Rebels this year, maybe next year. But I hope you have a happy birthday, and hello to all your family. Take care.
Hey, Daddy. Happy birthday. I have to be honest and say that making this video, it hasn't been that easy, and it's not because it's hard to think of things to say. It's you know me. It's hard to pare it down, but I'm gonna do my very best to not take forever. But we could just keep talking, I guess, when all this is over and you've watched all the videos. And I guess we can just keep telling you things. But I haven't watched Shane and Nikki's videos because I didn't want to be influenced, and so I'm hoping that we all have, well, I know we all have our own things to say. Some of it may cross over, but that's fine too. Either way, at least you know it's honest and consistent. But one word to describe you, I think you know as well as the rest of us do. There's just not a way to describe you in just one word. But if I had to say anything aside from good looking, of course, and I would say that, why do I have to pick one word? Okay, I made the rules. That's just stupid. You are kind, you are consistent, you are passionate, you obviously are committed and faithful. I could think of so many things to say, and I guess just to bring it down to one word, it's not fair. So sorry for those of y'all who followed the rules. Oh, I forgot one. Stubborn. Anyway, what's my favorite memory of you? I have so many favorite memories, but if you want to go back to like just being little bitty, it would just be whenever you would come in from hunting, or if you were going to go work on the railroad, or whatever it was that you were doing, or I should say going hunting, but you would sing Bye Baby Bunting to me, and I used to love that, and I thought that was the cutest, sweetest thing. But I've just got so many funny favorite memories. I also have, more serious ones, but, when I was in the hospital, I just loved seeing you walk through the door. I mean, the last time I was there, I didn't want to see anybody but Mama. But, that's a different story. I just felt so comfortable when you would come in the room, and that's obvious because then you'd sit down and I'd fall right to sleep. So that was kind of funny. But again, you were there for me as always, but in a very uncomfortable, very scary time. And you've just always been such a, like I said, consistent source of love and comfort and taking care of us, and just proving your love for us. Not that you have to prove it, but yeah. Okay. So anyway, I'm trying to think about what else I was going to say, but my favorite song that you sing, that's also a very difficult one. That was something, that I really wanted to hear what everybody had to say. And I've got too many of those, so I'm just going to throw them out there. I mean, Beulah Land is the first one that like jumps out at me. But when I really think about it, Midnight Cry, that is another really special one that I will always just love to hear you sing. But I love anything you sing. I love the fun songs. Obviously, we all just can't get enough of when you sing Jan, because not only is that fun when you sing it, but whenever she just gets that cute little look, and I don't know, it's just a lot of fun, and I know my kids love it just as much as I do. All the songs, when you and Nick sang King of the Road together, karaoke at our wedding reception, that was super fun, and that was a really awesome memory, and kind of goes along with the music part too. So, words of wisdom. I wasn't going to say anything because truly you are extremely wise, and I'm so grateful to have a daddy, to have parents who have raised us the way they have in such an awesome Christian loving family. Open your hearts to anyone who ever needs you. So, I'm so blessed to have all of that. But I still do have some words of wisdom. And yes, pot, meat, kettle kind of situation. Do as I say, not as I do. But I would love to see you and Mama just maybe slow down a bit. But I know you love to work, so I'm not saying not to do that. I know you enjoy being active, and that's good for you and good for your health. But I would love to see y'all take some trips, like go somewhere. Like hunting's fine. I don't do it, but I get it, and I know that that's a passion. But I don't know, just go to some cute little city and walk around downtown and go look in the shops. And I think it's cool that when y'all went out to California and y'all saw all the different farms, and I think it'd be fun for y'all to go explore some different places, and obviously go fishing. Y'all need to do some more of that. So Nick would probably say he wants to go. I want to go. I guess we all want to go. So maybe that's the thing that needs to happen. But I love you so much, and I could go on and on. Like I said, you want me to? Anyway, I'm not going to do that, but I got to get back to editing this video, and then now I get to watch Shane and Nikki's. I'm very excited. So I love y'all. Love you, Daddy. Happy birthday. It's 70 years, and I want there to be another 70. I mean, that could be scary, but anyway, I love you.
Give me one word to describe Papa.
Stubborn as a mule. Wait, that's...
What is your favorite memory of Papa?
Him yelling at me, telling me not to watch the mermaid show without him.
What is your favorite song he sings?
Jan. Only when it's fast.
Any words of wisdom for him?
Listen to Mimi.
And is there anything else you want to say to him?
When you die, I will sing Jan at your grave every year.
Okay, finally, I'm doing my video. Hey, Mr. Billy, I had to write this down. Bye, baby. I love you. Be careful.
Bye, bye.
I had to write this down because I knew I would never be able to remember all this. So, no surprise that I'm the last one to send in my video.
Love you too. Love you too.
Don't say bye.
Bye.
No surprise that I'm the last one to send in my video, but I figured you'd never forgive me if I didn't at least say hello. Lahna! Shh, play softer, please. Okay. Where was I? Lahna! Thank you. Anyway, so hi, Mr. Billy. I had to write this down. Anyway, where was I? Okay. Happy 70th. I can't believe I'm saying that to you. So that means you've been my favorite father-in-law for, let's see. We've been married for 23 years, for 25 years. That is so cute. I love it. Okay, y'all try not to interrupt me anymore, okay? That's beautiful. Nataleigh. Oh, sorry. Get out of here and be nice. Leave her alone. Favorite father, where was I? Oh, yeah. So you've been my favorite father-in-law for 25 years. 25 years. Which means you were 45 when Shane and I started dating. Kelsi! Please turn that down. They're being so loud. I understand. Y'all be quiet. Lahna, play softly. Turn the TV down. Okay. Which means you were 45 when Shane and I started dating. Which also means that Shane is now the exact age that you were then. Gosh, that's crazy to think about. So, anyway, so you 25 years and I do not want snacks like that. I am on a diet. But you can do not give that to them. Get that out of here. Don't even show that to them. Anyway, where was I again? Oh yeah, okay. 25 years. The same age as Shane is now. Well, 25 years have flown by, and I'm so grateful that God answered my prayers beyond what I could have imagined, giving me all of you for my family. You've definitely filled the role of dad in my life, and I know that I've given you more than your fair share of sass, but you've always loved me through it, and just like a patient daddy would, I am so grateful that you have been that for me. It was definitely a need that you filled, that God filled through you, and I'm so thankful. So thank you for all that you've been for me and for the love that you have shown me, the patience that you have shown me as I've grown. And I just thank you so much for being the best father-in-law that I ever could have asked for. I love you. Happy birthday. Yes.
Don't share this.
The xylophone. Lahna, share the xylophone. Aleigha, bring back that chocolate.
Okay, the second time. Hi, Papa. Happy birthday. You do not look 70, so that kind of freaked me out when Mama said you were turning 70. I think my favorite memory with you is I was little and you were singing something in the living room, and I just came up to you and I was hugging you and you were just singing and we were just swaying back and forth, and it was the sweetest thing ever. And that is a very vivid memory I have because I remember feeling your belly move when you sang, and I thought that was funny. But I don't think I have any words of wisdom. I'm 18, so I don't think I know more than you. You've been on this earth a lot longer than I have. But I just want to say I love you and happy birthday, and I wish I could be there for your birthday, but I will hopefully see you during Thanksgiving. Love you.
Hey, Billy. Happy birthday. We should have done this when you were turning 40 instead of 70. That way we'd all look a little better. Anyway, I hope you have a wonderful day. They asked in the questionnaire when we remembered seeing you the first time, and I was just a kid, and you were on stage at Morrow singing Blowing in the Wind. That was a revolutionary song back then. You're still a little bit of a rebel, but you're a quiet one. So I'm glad you're my brother-in-law, and I hope you have a wonderful day.
Give me one word to describe Billy. Slow. Only as in eating. What is your favorite memory of Billy? Singing for Mom and Daddy at Christmas Eve gatherings. That was our favorite. What was your favorite song that he sang, How Great Thou Art. When you first met Billy, what was your first impression? I remember him getting on the bus on our way to Morrow, and he had red-rimmed glasses. Now, that's what I remember. If it's true or not, I don't know, but no boys in those days wore red-rimmed glasses. Okay? Any words of wisdom? Don't grow watermelons on the side of a hill. They'll fall off. Ha. Anything else you want to say to Billy? I love you. I'm glad you married Jan instead of me. Happy 70th birthday.
Hey, Bill. Happy 70th birthday.
Happy birthday, Pawpaw, the big 70. Since I just turned 24 about a month ago, it's been on my mind, so I had to look it up. And I was curious to see how old you were when I was born. And I saw that it is 46, and that is just crazy to me, how, slow and fast time can move. And I don't know, just put things into perspective for me. I've got two favorites for you right now. My favorite memory with you is, honestly, the memory is so old, I'm not even sure how many parts of it are real anymore, but I know at least the base parts are, which is it was me, you, and Dad in the camp where I shot my first 2 deer. I remember we played like some variation of Texas Hold'em or something with match heads, and it wasn't like a crazy special memory, I guess, in the moment, but it's always just kind of stuck with me. And I remember something like, I think Johnny Cash was playing at some point over the speakers, and I don't know, just that entire environment and how I felt and just having a good time has always stuck with me. And it's something that I think about and dream about every now and then. My other favorite I've got, which is I think the original question was, what's your favorite song that Pawpaw sings? And I would assume there's going to be a lot of people with a similar answer, but my favorite was definitely Jan, of course, your classic spin or your spin on a classic song. And I actually was going to try and learn the little opening bit with my guitar, but I left it at home and I only have a ukulele, and no matter what I tried, I could not get the strumming pattern right. But I did end up learning how to at least do a couple of chords here and there with which I don't know how good that is compared to something like a guitar, but yeah, it's a thought that counts, right? Either way, Pawpaw, just wanted to let you know I love you and I miss you, and being this far away from home has been pretty hard, but I just want you to let you know that I love you. Bye.
Give me one word to describe Mr. Billy.
Stubborn.
What is your favorite memory of Mr. Billy?
Probably when we get together with all the cheeks over at Kim and Shane's or over at Mr. Billy and Miss Janice's, just getting to visit, sit around and talk, and sometimes our controlled arguments. We always have a way of stating our opinions strongly and then loving each other at the end.
What is your favorite song that he sings?
Jan.
When you first met Mr. Billy, what was your first impression?
I think the first time I met Mr. Billy was over at their house after Kim and Shane's wedding, but I was a wee bit distracted that day.
Any words of wisdom for him?
Always listen to Miss Janice.
Anything else you would like to say to Mr. Billy?
Thank you for raising such a sweet son for Kim. Shane and Kim are very, very dear to us, and also I just really appreciate the way you poured into Brandon all those years and how that's made him into such a good husband and father for our family.
1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday, Papa. We love you.
Happy birthday, Billy. Big 70. Thanks for being my brother-in-law and a good husband to my little sister. We had some good times together and hope we have many more, but we don't know yet. Anyway, love you. Happy birthday. That's it.
Happy 70th birthday, Mr. Billy. I'm going to go through my list of things here. I'm going to start with one word to describe you, and I'm going to go with a unique one here, I think. I'm going to go with mustache, because I'm worried about what would happen if you shave that thing off. I think it holds your superpowers. My favorite memory with you, this is a mistake on your part, the only one I think you've ever made, but you trusted me to drive that tractor on the levee, and you didn't tell me there were 2 brakes. Now, I grew up in a suburb of St. Louis where my giant tractor driving experience was very limited. So I almost put it in the levee, or I almost put it in the pond. I didn't. That's the good end of the story. But I think I stopped it from doing that by just turning the key off, which probably damaged it. So if you ever had problems with that tractor, I blame you. Favorite song? I just like it when you sing. I don't know. Whatever you want to sing. You can serenade me however you want. Maybe a little King of the Road, Mr. Bojangles, something like that. My first impression of you. Well, let's see. I was a 24-year-old kid that was dating a girl who was recently divorced in a very devout Baptist family. So it was pretty terrifying, actually. I showed up at a fairly interesting time in everyone's life there. So the first impression was a little scared. I was never fearing for my physical safety, but I definitely knew I couldn't screw up. So I hope I've done a decent enough job there. And my only words of wisdom are, I hope you can slow down soon. Try and retire so we can go fishing. You can impart all the knowledge you imparted upon Miss Janice to me, and we can be fishing buddies as you retire. You can hunt with the other ones. I just want to go fishing. Happy birthday, sir.
Hey, Daddy. Happy birthday. I'm probably the last person sending in a video for this because it's a lot harder than I realized it was going to be. But because of that, I wrote my answers down, so I'm going to read them for the most part. And I'm also not going to follow the rules. You're supposed to give one word to describe and stuff like that, and I have to do 2. There will be a funny answer and then a more kind of serious or real answer after that, because you are 2 people. You have a funny side and you have a serious side, so it's kind of hard to choose. So give me one word to describe Daddy. First one is opinionated and the second one is steadfast. What's your favorite memory of Daddy? The funny one is the time we were on a tournament and you had me and like Matt, Melinda, Casey, I don't know, a lot of us kids. I don't remember where you took us, but we were on the side of kind of a hill. It was a hilly area. I remember that. And a squirrel ran out in the road and I was sitting in the middle seat by you and I jerked the wheel and nearly ran us off the road. And then almost directly after that, I think same trip was, same exact moment in the vehicle. You ran 3 red lights in a row with all of us screaming, stop. You just kept on going. But then my real favorite memory is from when, which can be a little funny too, but it's from when I was little and we were at the shop and I found a baby bird that had fallen out of its nest and insisted we put it back. So you got the ladder and put me on your shoulders and climbed that ladder with me holding that baby bird in my hand, trying to grab your chin to hold on while you were climbing up the ladder. And you'd keep hollering for me to move it out of your face. But I don't know, that right there just kind of shows like the real definition of Daddy's love, that you did that for me. It didn't end well for the bird, if you'll remember, but it's a really good memory other than that. What's your favorite song that he sings? So for the funny one, it's a really tough decision between Staggerly and Jan, 2 of my absolute favorites. I love the embarrassed but happy look that Mama gets when you sing Jan, but I also can never forget the look on Pawpaw's face and how he'd chuckle when you'd sing Staggerly. But as for a serious one, amen. It surprised me that was my first thought, because there's just so many. But when I think about you singing that song, I can still hear it perfectly, see myself sitting in the front of the old church with you up on the platform, whatever you want to call it, singing that with the choir backing you up, I guess. And I don't know, I just always loved the sound of that song when you sing it. Any words of wisdom? The only thing I can say, because I obviously have a ton left to learn from y'all, is that you and Mama need to take more breaks. Take her fishing. That's pretty much my only word of wisdom. Slow down a little bit, at least. Anyway, that's my answers. This is not your typical birthday card, and I love it. It was such a great idea that Kristen had. But in order to keep it a real happy birthday thing, I'm just answering those questions, and that's it. So I love you. I hope you had a great birthday, and I can't wait to see the look on your face when you get all of these videos. Happy birthday.
Hey, Bill, I guess you finally got as old as your name, Old Bill. But you know what they say, you're only as old as you feel. So I hope you have at least 20 more, unless the Lord comes first. Happy birthday.
Hi, Billy. Happy 70th birthday. Isn't it fun getting old? Well, I was asked to make a video for you, so I'm going to try to answer some questions. The first one is one word to describe Billy. Well, you're just too big for me to describe you with one word. So I started thinking, and I came up with funny, lovable, loves his kin, easily approachable, and joyful. So stay the same. My favorite memory is when you were a little boy, you came to visit us in Port Arthur. And all you could talk about was going to Sears store to ride the escalator. So we packed up the car and we drove to Sears. And we were all so excited for you to see the escalator. So we walked in the door, we turned to the left, and there was the escalator. You walked up to the escalator and said, "No, I am not going up there." We tried to talk you into it, but it was no use. You were scared to death. Third thing, my first impression. Well, we met when we were babies, so I really can't comment on that. My words of wisdom for you are to stay kind, continue to love the Lord, and I think you're already practicing these two things. I want to say again, happy 70th. I hope you have a wonderful day, and please come see us. Love, Rhonda.
Happy birthday, Billy.
Happy birthday.
Happy 70th, Billy. Hope you have a great party, great day. So glad y'all had the idea to do this. How special. We enjoyed visiting with y'all so much last spring. We really cherished that little visit, especially with Dada. I think one of my fondest memories of you performing for us was years ago when Kristen was very young and we were at Rhonda's house in Port Neches, and you and Kristen sang "God Bless the USA." I love that song, and I loved when y'all sang it. It was such a special memory. So anyway, we love and miss y'all. We need to get together regular. Hope you have a great birthday. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, you look mighty good for 70 years old. We hope you have a good birthday. Kim asked me to say a few things, and one of the things she wanted me to say was to describe you in one word. it's hard to describe you in one word. You're a serious person, but you're also very knowledgeable, and you're a good friend. My favorite memory of you is, 3 or 4 years ago, I was driving down Lamourie Road and I passed Bill Thomas's grain bins, and it was rice harvesting time. You and Janice were there unloading rice or loading it, one of the two. Anyway, you were on the backhoe operating it, and Janice had a shovel doing a little manual labor. Man, I admire you a lot, because I don't believe that'd work at my house. I think roles would be switched a little bit. Another thing that she wanted us to say was my favorite song that you sing. Well, I just love them all. Really love Beulah Land, and there's another one that I can't think the name of, but you do a great job singing. Appreciate you very much doing that. My first impression of you was that you were a serious, pleasant person, and very knowledgeable. I would like for you, any words of wisdom I could say to you, or to keep on working as a dedicated deacon at First Baptist Church in LeCount. We appreciate you very much. We appreciate your input and what you bring to there. I also appreciate the leadership role that you play at the church. As a deacon and on other committees, your knowledge and input is invaluable and very much needed. And I appreciate everything you do to promote God's work here in LeCount. It's been a pleasure being a deacon with you for all of these years, and I certainly do appreciate your work. Thank you. Bye-bye. Have a happy birthday.
Hey, Bill. Happy birthday. I appreciate you so much. You and Janice have meant everything to me, and more than anything, I appreciate all the years of Sunday school teaching and leadership in the church. I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care.
Give me one word to describe your daddy. What is your favorite memory of your daddy?
Well, it was kind of no, I wasn't happy with it in the moment, but now looking back on it, it was kind of funny whenever we were both picking up on this extremely heavy post hole driver that his dad had made, so it was really solid. And I was grabbing one side, he grabbed the other side, but I picked up before he picked up, and I think it was one of the first times I heard those words come out of Dad's mouth.
Any words of wisdom for him?
Words of wisdom from him. Anytime you're picking up on a post hole driver, each of you say when you're ready to pick up at the same time.
What is your favorite song that he sings?
Touching the Master's hand.
When you first, you have known him all your life, but what do you think was one of your first impressions of him? Like earliest memory, maybe.
Look at that mustache. Other than that, it's just Dada.
Did I ask this one already? Any words of wisdom for him?
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to say?
Dad is a special individual. Just ask Mama. But no, really, he is a man who loves his family, sometimes to a fault. But he cares, and he lets everybody know how much he loves them, and quality time with him is extremely important, and that just says a lot about his heart. And I've seen, honestly, just seen a lot of spiritual growth from him just from the time I got married. So, I mean, that's a good thing to be able to see your father grow spiritually. So, I mean, it just says that he understands he's not perfect. We all understand he's not perfect. But for him to understand that too is a good thing. But seriously though, Dad, I love you. Happy birthday. You mean a whole bunch to all of us. I love you. Mwah.
Hi, Mr. Billy. A fun memory that I remember of you was one of the first times we were together, and it was at the American Idol contest where Nick was a judge. And you got up there and you belted out your song, so amazingly wonderful. And then shortly after that, I got there and surprised Nick and sang "You Are My Sunshine." He was so embarrassed. I think that was when you realized that Kristen had a crazy mother-in-law. But Nick has an amazing father-in-law. You're not as crazy as me. But Larry and I just want to wish you a happy 70th and many more, and we love you. And I'm going to leave you with this to have in your memory file. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray.
Happy birthday, Papa Billy. I just wanted to say that I am so very thankful that since the beginning you have always welcomed me with such a warm smile and a warm hug, and just really have cared to get to know me and be intentional with me and just welcome me into the family, and also just for the comfort of you and Mimi's home and the hospitality and the comfort and support and friendship that I've experienced with you guys. It's only been like 2 years, so I am so grateful for that, and it's something that I haven't known for a few years since my grandparents passed away, but you guys have been a wonderful redemption story in that, and I'm so glad that God has blessed me with such great new grandparents, and that I get to call you Papa Billy, and I'm so thankful for you, and I hope that you have a wonderful birthday and a wonderful year ahead of you, and that new memories are made and even better ones, and that the best is yet to come. So, happy birthday!
Hey guys, I don't have answers to all of the questions, but I think I want to focus on a couple of them. One is the favorite song that Bill Cheek sings. Hands down, The Touch of the Master's Hand. That is a lifelong memory. But there's also this one right here that I can't help but always have as my favorite. Do you hear it? How about You See It? Busting it back in the 80s. The other thing I would say is a word of wisdom. There's really not any needed because he's already practiced it. And that is, be sure to train up the little boys in your church really well, because your own son may become a deacon, and his friend, well, he might be your pastor one day. In fact, if you notice that video, that blonde-headed kid and that brown-headed kid on the second row, that's us. Happy birthday, Mr. Bill.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, God bless you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, Bambi Killer.
Happy birthday, Bill.
Happy birthday, Bill. I was so honored when they asked me to do this.
The one word that I think of most when I think of you is godly. You have been there for me in many situations, financially, emotionally. You're a very good man, and I appreciate you so much. As far as the songs that you sing, I'm not sure what would be my favorite because you sing everything so well, and I don't get to hear you that often. But one of my favorite memories of you involves a song. I was headed to Washington State on mission. I was tired. I'd been driving all day. I was going to stay in Amarillo that night. And Janice called me. Y'all were driving. Janice called. She held the phone up, and you sang Amarillo by Morning to me. That meant the world to me. I'm very grateful that God has put you and your family in my life. Thank you so much for everything you've done. God bless you. Happy birthday, and I love you.
Hey, Bill. Never would have thought when we were kids that we'd be celebrating your 70th birthday and me about to go on Medicare next year. Oh, and yeah. And one of my favorite memories is when you and I and Joel went deer hunting in West Texas, and we stayed in your over the cab camper and stayed out in that field, and we all got up one morning and washed our hair in that big old water tank, and it was freezing cold. And I got some pictures of that, and I'll try to get them to you sometimes. And eating cold beans for breakfast, I remember that. And my favorite song you used to sing was the Tom Dooley song you sang every time you saw me. And one of the things that I always think about, and I'm proud of you, and just proud to remember it, that how you and Jan raised your kids, such a good Christian family, and so talented and everything, and singing and playing guitars and instruments. And I was just always impressed with how you were able to raise your family in such a fine way and keep them in church all these years. And happy
70th birthday, Bill.
We'll hope to see y'all a lot more in the future.
Bye.
All right. Hey, Bubba. Happy. And all that. What can I say? Put some meat on the ground. Toodaloo.
Happy birthday, Billy. 70 years. You look great. I hope you have a wonderful birthday with your family. It was so good to see y'all when we had our reunion at Dada's. And I realized then that we need to see each other more often. So let's try to see each other at least once a year, because it's so fun to be with y'all. So enjoy your birthday with your family. I love you. And happy 70th birthday.
Hey, Popo, I'm in the woods right now and remembered I had to make a video for your birthday. And I didn't have much time, so I thought I'd do it now. Hope you enjoy it. I remember you said I wasn't really good at writing songs, so I wrote one for you, even still. So, here it goes. Well, it's just a story, not really a song. But I remember that time when, probably 2011, and we was going probably 97, with my grandpa in his old blue Chevelle. I was in the passenger seat, tapping my foot to an old song beat, just praying to God he'd take the wheel. Pray I must, pray I might, because really I wasn't ready to see the light. I had different plans, and so did God. I had a date that night with a girl named Sammy Jo. That's why I wasn't ready to go. But God got us home, and he got me straight. He got my grandpa to my date. But what I wanted to say is this right here. I'm going to try real hard not to shed no tear. Popo died about 7 years ago. Me, I was probably 33 or so. And that day from, I ain't been the same. That son of a gun was a strong little man. He died way up in his deer stand. And sometimes I can see him in the sky. He'd probably be saying something like that would cause a strife. I hope he's happy with what I did with my life. At least my kids and not my ugly wife. But God put him with me and he put me with him. And no car wreck or chase could take that smile off of our face. But this I'll tell you now. The days went slow and the years they did pass. But never in my life did I want to jump out of a moving vehicle so fast. I love you, Papa, and I always will. At least you died up on that deer stand and not falling down that hill.
Happy birthday!
Alright, give me one word to describe Papa. You go first.
I would say loyal.
I'd say puny. What is your favorite memory of Papa?
Oh, me again?
Yeah.
I would say when we first met, he came up to me and was like, "Hey, are you Weston's new girlfriend?" And I said, "Yes." And he goes, "Oh, you better run."
Mine would be all the times we played instruments and sang together. That's definitely one of my core memories. Any words of wisdom to him or for him?
Stay young and active like you're doing right now.
Yeah, so you can live forever.
Yeah. Y'all do a lot more than us.
Yeah. Watch a lot of TV. But what would mine be? I guess don't forget that I'm your favorite. That's a big one. Yeah. Anything else you want to say to him? Well, I mean, 70 is not as old as it sounds. So don't get sad about that. You're good. You're old, but you're young at the same time.
And remember that we love you.
Yes, we do love you. I can't really sum it down to one memory, but just picture the concept of waking up on an Alabama morning and you walk across the creaky floors and you see Papa sitting at the table with the brown tabletop and the white legs, and he's in his white long johns, and he's got a honey bun in one hand and a sweet teacup in the other hand with the old gray plastic radio on in the background with the weather, and he's rushing you. Come on, we gotta get going. It's already 5 o'clock. It's daylight soon. Gotta get all big. And yeah, just the concept of a typical Alabama morning. That would be my favorite memories, for sure. My one word for Papa would be storyteller. A piece of advice would be never trust an electrician with no eyebrows.
Happy birthday, Billy. I can't even count the number of times I've wished you a happy 70th birthday looking at this phone. But now I'll try it one more time. You're in Missouri with Walker deer hunting, and I know you're having a good time. So with you not being here, we decided to make some videos with the family and friends, just telling you how much we love you, how we care about you. And so I hope you'll enjoy these. I guess now it's my turn. And I'll talk about how it all began. On November 13th, 1952, a beautiful baby boy was born to Beth Lorraine. Let me say that part one more time. On November 13th, 1952, a baby boy was born to Beth Lorraine Vanoy and William Andrew Cheek. And you're kind of cute. And anyway, your mom would talk about how bad you were, how colicky you were. You cried all the time. So they would put you in the car and drive around until you finally fell asleep so that they could fall asleep as well. And we were supposed to talk about the first impression we had of you. And I don't really know about that because, as you know, when I was in the 7th grade, 11 years old, Dad decided that he wanted us to attend Morrow High School. And so we moved there. You were in the 8th grade. And even though we rode the same school bus, I don't remember you being there. Until one day we were at our book lockers, and with our names being on each locker, our full names, you were making fun of Janice, Madeline, Stelly. So in turn, I made fun of William Hudson Cheek. I really liked the name and didn't realize that one day I would share it with you. So I guess that's how our relationship began. And then they wanted us to talk about one word to describe you. And of course, that's impossible. So I wrote down a few things, and I think you'll agree. You have a strong faith in God. You love your family, you love your kids and your grandkids, and we know that they're all special, each in their own way. You are very determined. You like to have your own way, and somehow or other, you always find a way to have your own way. You're intelligent, otherwise I would not have married you. You showed signs of that early on. You're talented, you have a really good singing voice, and I joke about that's one reason I married you. Maybe it was, I don't know. You're mechanically inclined. You can fix almost anything, and you can do almost anything that you decide you want to do. You're an excellent hunter. That's what you're doing right now. And now that you're 70, there's another word to describe you, and that would be old and hard of hearing. Under memories, we've had quite an exciting life. When we first got married, you were a prison guard at Angola. When that got a little dangerous, you quit there and you were a bartender. Remember that? Just for a little while at my daddy's restaurant. Then you became a conductor on the Missouri Pacific Railroad. Then crawfish farmer, catfish farmer, crawfish farmer again, and now you do a little rice as well. Like I said, we've had a lot of adventures, we call them. Our tournament fishing days. We've had deer hunting trips, mostly to Alabama, for about 30 years. Did a little snow skiing. We've had plenty of fun times with the kids and with the grandkids, and usually music is involved. Then I started thinking about your surgeries and how I helped you recover from 6, maybe 7 surgeries, maybe 8, I can't even remember, over the years. And then the wreck that you had in 2008, you started out with, I think, 11 broken ribs, but by the time, when you tell the story now, you have about 17. And we've been through one lawsuit together. That wasn't any fun. But anyway, I've had a good life. I love you. And I think after 51 years and almost 51 years and about 2.5 years of dating and being friends, we're going to make it. You are my best friend. I love you. And I'll see you when you get home. I forgot something. That little old baby finally straightened out. You were cute.
Well, that was fun. At least it was for me. It was actually
quite an honor to just be able to put this together, and I'm hoping that it came out okay. You never know till it actually happens, but I think that we had as much fun putting it together as you did watching it, and I hope that it's something you'll treasure and maybe get to watch again at some point whenever you can sit back and enjoy it. But as I was putting all of my notes together and things I wanted to say last night, I just kept coming back to the fact that I think we should all do this and tell each other how we feel. Make a video for everybody that you love, even if it's not something that somebody compiles, but we should tell each other how much we love each other and how much we appreciate each other and what qualities we value in each other. And because we all have different gifts, and I think that's what makes our family so special, is just bringing it all together and recognizing the gifts and bringing those out in each other and continuing to build each other up as we all grow together. Anyway, so you can see my face is flushed. It's been a long day with a hot laptop on my lap doing this, but it's been fun. So thank y'all for taking part in it. And hold on, I got another text coming in. I didn't know Vance knew how to text. Okay, that's weird. All right, there's a video. There's another video. Okay, I gotta do one more edit. Love y'all.
Okay, Vance, tell me when you're ready.
All right.
So, share with me a special memory about you and Mr. Billy.
Oh, not special. I found it to be, but when you just about killed me with that stupid lasso, he thought he was Roy Rogers or something, and lassoed me. Just about killed me.
Okay, and what is one word you can think of that would describe Mr. Billy?
Got mirrors all over this room. Can't help but look at myself. What about Bill?
One word you can think of to describe Mr. Billy. One word that comes to mind.
I can do it in two. Hula Hoop King.
Is that three?
Oh. Get that old Webster dictionary out, and you'll, I don't know why I got a twang to my voice, but get Webster out, and he'll tell you that hula hoop is one word, and it's probably a verb, depending on if you're doing it or looking at it. It'd be either a noun or a verb.
Okay, thank you for that.
Where'd I look?
Just wherever. Look at three little circles right there. That'd be good.
Three?
Yeah. And so we did special memory. We did one word you can think of. What is your favorite song to hear Mr. Billy sing?
None of them. Nope.
And if you could say one thing to him, what would you say?
It's about time to stop bragging about riding down the road on your bicycle, hula hooping and yo-yoing at the same time. At the same time you're able to yodel. You gotta let that one go, Bill. You were pretty good at it, though, I tell you that. Happy birthday. Love you, boy. Hope to be here for many more of them. Love you.